Ladies and gentlemen, my name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome to a brand new video, guys. Today we are going to be talking about a few more things that have popped up in our retrospective, rather, in our rear view mirror, guys. A new thing has popped up, and it's actually kind of interesting because this comes directly from the Pokemon Company, and it's actually like, it feels like it's a bit of a hint, okay? That's what it's mostly going to be here. It's a little bit speculation and hinting here. That's what this could be all about. So I've kind of covered an aspect of this before. I kind of already talked about an aspect of this in the past, so, you know, just take that into consideration as I keep going here. And I just want to kind of like bring it up and mention it for you guys real quick and cover it. So we'll be kind of going through these things. We might cover even a rumor in this video, but we're going to start with this sort of stuff, this speculation aspect of this whole thing. So yeah, please be aware. Also, sorry about the kind of poor quality camera here. The other one's still charging. We got the charger down below. It should be ready very soon, but for now, it's not ready yet, so I do apologize about the poor quality camera, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Big apologies, much apology, very sorry. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video though. Let's get into the actual information, which is going to be this right here. So, oops, no, that's the wrong one. This right here. So I'm gonna pause this real quick because otherwise I'm gonna get into some copyright issues because that's how YouTube work. That's how YouTube work, ladies and gentlemen. That's how YouTube work. What you see right here is the Pokemon movie Zoroark Master of Illusions. It's a bit of footage for it. And of course, it is the Pokemon Company, you know, kind of trying to promote their hashtag Pokemon TV app, which is now available, you know, as a way for people to kind of watch Pokemon movies and a bunch of that sort of stuff for free on their own platform. So it's available. Now, what's interesting about this whole thing is that this is specifically Celebi in, I think, Crown City, I think is what this place is called. So we're going to kind of just slowly go through this little, you know, piece of footage right here, which is from the movie again, so you've probably already seen this if you've seen the movie. But what's interesting about this is, again, is the fact that it's in Crown City in particular, which has a very interesting, you know, when you think about the name, it seems very, you know, reminiscent to what's been going on right now. You know, before we got Sword and Shield revealed, there was a bunch of rumors about Crown and Scepter, there was going to be the UK region, all that sort of stuff, a bunch of that sort of stuff, and Crown connection here makes sense. You know, it just makes sense, right? It pops up and it sounds pretty, you know, straightforward. Right here you got, you know, just Celebi just flying through, as Meryl and whatnot, not too much, you know, just kind of like footage. I'm just going to skip through it real quick. And right here, I think, around here, you'll notice something on the freaking, flags over here that is interesting. And right there as well, you got something very in particular right there. And that thing that you see is basically looking to be the flag for the Bakir, I think Bakir sport. Let me see, Bakir Pokemon. So, Bakir is basically a sport in Pokemon, which I'm going to bring up right here so you guys can see what we're talking about. So, Bakir World Cup, which was basically a weird little tournament, which I actually did a video on, on the 8th of March. I did this, like, over 2 weeks ago almost now, or, I mean, about a week or so ago. Almost 2 weeks now ago since I talked about this subject already. I already covered it and said that this is most likely what we're talking about here, but not many people really paid attention to that. So, Bakir World Cup is basically the like a sport within the Pokemon universe, and here we can kind of read about it. So we can read through it here, because it is in the movie Zoroark Master of Illusions, and let's just read through it and see what it has to say here. The Pokemon World Cup, or the Bakir World Cup, is a sporting event introduced in Zoroark Master of Illusions. The most recent, the most current one was held in Crown City. And of course, Crown City is what you see Celebi here, you know, flying through. And Crown City is an anime-exclusive location in the Sinnoh region and the setting of Zoroark Master of Illusions, which kind of sets up for the possibilities here that we will see Generation 4 remakes next year, which would make sense again, because that would be following the pattern. And we're gonna get Gen 4 remakes, right? In the next year or two, we're gonna see Gen 4 remakes, but I think we're gonna see Gen 4 remakes next year. Now, let's continue here. Ash and his friends visit the city to watch the Bakir World Cup. Along the way, they meet a Pokemon named Zoro and decide to help it search for its Mima. And Mima is Zoroark, who has been blackmailed by businessman Grings Kodai into creating the illusion of the city's destruction in the forms of Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. And of course here it's in the Sinnoh region. 20 years prior, a disaster caused all the plant life in the Crown City to die out. And that was also the last time before the present that Celebi had appeared in the city. Fortunately, with the help of both humans and Pokemon working together, the city was brought back to its beautiful state. The legendary beasts are considered the city's protectors. In the films, shiny versions of the trio had sensed the city was in danger while Zoroark was destroying it in illusions of its destruction and raced to Crown City to defend it. After Zoroark broke free from of her prison when she had been recaptured by Kodai, the legendary beasts appear before the illusion fox Pokemon and attack her. Now, it's, you know, just more of this sort of stuff. But now back to Bakir here, which is the interesting aspect of this whole thing, which you're gonna see why I'm talking about this in a second. So, they just kind of go through the rules here, which we're gonna talk about. We got, you know, Magnemite, Magneton, Magnezone here being mentioned, Elekid, Electabuzz, Electivire, Beldum, Metang, Metagross, Entei, Raikou, Suicune, of course, and unknown teams as well, you know, with Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. And yeah, we're going to go through these and talk about why these are interesting in a second, but here's the interesting part you want to note here, and that's this field stadium and how that looks like. Here's how the stadium looks like, right there, okay? Now, look at Sword and Shield, and if we go down here on Sword and Shield, we find the actual trailer, which we can see right here. I'm going to pause the music for it. If we find the trailer, and we go and find the exact spot where the character walks inside, right here, boom, right there. Notice the little marker on his shirt right there. That marker looks just like the marker for Bakir. Look at that. They got blue and you got red down there. You got the same thing going on, the circular kind of design going on. And it's a giant stadium. Again, look at the stadiums here. Look at the Bakir World Cup Stadium. Look at that thing. It is humongous. It's huge. It's just like in the style of what we see in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why is this interesting? Why does this, you know, have any intrigue to you? Because I think we're gonna see a new format of, you know, some new format of, battle is going to be introduced through this, you know, due to this, like, new stadium kind of gym battle. You know what I mean? I think... Yeah, sorry about that, lads. I apologize. Either way, where was I? I totally lost track there for a second. Either way, what I was trying to say here is that it's going to be some sort of format of, a battling that's going to be kind of like rotation-esque, so to say. Now, if you actually read through the rules of this, we can kind of see what that would work like if we go and follow Bakir Sports. So Bakir is a game played on a circular-shaped pitch, which has two slopes, colored red and colored blue. Placed across it, the object object is for either of the two teams of 3 Pokemon to try to knock a spinning top-shaped object into a pyramid that is floating around the stadium. For every goal that is scored, 1 point is awarded to the team that the highest scoring team. When the time runs out, wins the match. All of the teams are 3-stage evolution families, which have a member in each evolutionary stage, except Nimbasa Legends, which, although it was a fraud, were also related to each other as the legendary beast. So yeah, and then of course you got the Coronet Fighters, which is a team that specializes in Magnemite as its evolution. You've got Jubilee Reds, and you got the Cyanwood Greens, the Nimbasa Legends, of course, and Unknown team here down at the bottom with Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. So, why do I bring this up? Again, because if you look again down here, you see the logo right there. Very reminiscent. The blue and the red kind of, you know, matching into each other in the logo as well. The whole, like, arena being huge, like we see in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. All that combined into one seems to hint at something, you know, some sort of relation here. And as Selena's here mentions, it's roughly should take a look at the Pokemon movie film Zoroark Master of Illusions. This film has stadiums like in the Sword and Shield trailer, and in the stadium it has even has a logo reminiscent of the Sword and Shield logo. Could be something interesting. And I already, like I said, I've already looked into this, and it makes sense because look at this, right? This movie, of course, was made a long time ago, right? And you know, Pokemon Company and them, them dudes over there, they do plan things ahead a lot. But you know what I mean? You can say also that, you know, planning that far ahead might be a little bit over the top. We're going to talk about it in a second as well. But, you know, planning that far ahead into the time, that would be a little bit weird. But I do think an aspect of this sport is going to be reminiscent and show up in these games. I think that rather than seeing, you know, like our normal gym battles, which is you going in with a bunch of your Pokemon and just battling a gym leader, I think we're going to have a different format to it. Like, maybe, you know, you can only use a certain type of Pokemon, or the gym leader can only use a certain type of, you know, or a certain amount of Pokemon. So let's say the gym leader is only around, all the gym leaders are only allowed to use three Pokemon. And you have to take on their underlings first, right? The way you normally do with gyms, but it's in a different, like, kind of like a tournament format rather than just like, you know, the way it usually is. And maybe there's going to be rotation-esque battles or triple battles, right? With, you know, you use 3 Pokemon versus, you know, enemies 3 Pokemon. Maybe something like that, but maybe not, because we've already seen gameplay. We've seen gameplay from Pokemon Sword and Shield here, which shows us that in reality there isn't really, you know, if we go, I think about this part right here, it's kind of hard to find the exact moment because it's a pretty long trailer. But right around this area, I think. Right here, see? We see that there's a one-on-one Pokemon battle here, and the stadium looks pretty flat. It doesn't look like the one in Bakir, which is kind of like bent around a little bit. You know, it isn't straight. The one in Bakir isn't straight, you know what I mean, in the movie. This one is pretty straightforward. It's a pretty standard stadium. So I think what the more likely thing is here is that, you know, we could, I mean, in all honesty, we could be seeing a tournament format here, right? You know, some sort of tournament format and change to how, like, you know, gym battles work normally. So rather than, you know, just simply going in there and being like, cool, let me just battle this gym leader and get my badge, you know what I mean, take on some of his underlings and I'm good. Here it seems like it's going to, you know, have a little bit of a different format to it and a little bit of a change to how it works. So, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to know what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comment section down below. I personally think Bakir is going to have an impact on this. The fact that he tweeted this out is very strange. Let's be honest, this is very strange of a thing for them to tweet out. I mean, maybe just me, but it's a very strange thing to put out right now. Of course, they're promoting, you know, the movie or whatever, but the fact that it's called Crown City, that it clearly has a connection to, you know, to what we've seen before, the fact that it also has a Sinnoh connection, which of course we know Sinnoh remakes are going to be coming, you know, probably in the next 2 years, we're going to see those happen. It's a very strange kind of set of circumstances. Now, the final thing I was going to show you here, which is what popped up earlier, is that, do you think this is hinting at Eevee's evolution? And this was basically a tweet from Nintendo America saying the hashtag Team Eevee trainers, Eevee is just too cute, right? What's not to love? While you wait for hashtag Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's not too late to check out the Let's Go free demo available now on Nintendo Switch. Now, Sheila here was asking, do you think this is a hint of a new evolution? No, I do not think this is a hint of a new evolution. I really do not think this is a hint of a new evolution. I don't think it has any relation to this. Just want to point that out. I just don't think it has any connection in that sense. So, just want to bring that up, mention it real quick. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, then drop a like down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye, ladies and gents.